In today's Leeds news, Leeds make initial Weigl contact, Eagles winger interest for Leeds, Solomon competition, Leeds Foundation to run girls camp, and Ballon d'Or payout on Raphinha for Leeds. Hi folks, Joe here at The View with your news for Wednesday, the 16th of April. I hope you're all doing well. Excuse the location, I'm away with work at the moment. So yeah, over in Birmingham for a couple of days. But we will still make sure we get the news out to everybody. Podcast coming with the preview for the weekend's game later this week. But we'll start off with today's news that's going around. There's some transfer links and some slightly more credible than usual transfer links as well. Some interesting stories around potential money for Leeds should Raphinha win the Ballon d'Or, as well as an additional clause for the Champions League. We'll get to that at the back end. But we'll start off today on the Julian Weigl interest that is apparently floating around. And a few weeks back, we did cover a story where Leeds were said to be keeping tabs on the former Daniel Farke favourite, Julian Weigl. Now, according to Sky Sports Germany reporter Florian Plettenberg, Leeds are said to have a firm interest in the German midfielder. Farke is known to have a close relationship with Weigl, as he was his most used player during his time at Gladbach when both of them were there at the time. The full tweet from Plettenberg reads as follows. Leeds United are monitoring Julian Weigl, 29-year-old captain of Borussia Mönchengladbach, earns a gross annual salary of around 3 to 3.5 million euro, plus performance bonuses and incentives, making him one of the club's top earners. Leeds manager Daniel Farke and Weigl still maintain a good relationship as per Sky's Marlon Erlbacher. Leeds have already made initial contact to assess whether the midfielder would consider a move to England. Despite being under contract at Gladbach until 2028, Weigl would consider a move, but only to the Premier League. So far, there has been no talks between the two clubs, but an interesting link none the same. Leeds clearly sussing out whether the player would be interested in the move in the first place before then making the second move. And once Leeds United's divisional status is secured or known for next season, we'll likely see Leeds United step into the transfer market for either Premier League level players or Championship level, depending on how it goes in the last 4 games. But Weigl would be very much seen as a top tier signing and a very, very solid player. He knows Daniel Farke, so the transition to Leeds will be easy. He understands the style of play that Farke plays, speaks the same language as the manager, and that would make the transition a little bit easier at least. However, he would just need to adapt to England and then just the English style of football all up. And that shouldn't take too long of a player of the caliber of Julian Weigl. And also a reminder, the transfer window this year is opening slightly earlier because of the Club World Cup. It will open for 10 days, then shut for 6, and then reopen in its normal period of time. So Leeds could make moves early this summer should they know their status and want to get players in for pre-season and then ultimately help to a stronger start next season, not be hanging around till the last minute waiting on players to come in. We'll move on. Talk about another interested player, and a player Leeds are interested in at the moment. And according to the Sheffield Star as well as EFL Analysis, Leeds are among several clubs said to be monitoring the situation of go-ahead Eagles exciting winger Oliver Antman. You can stick your Antman jokes down in the comments below. The report says that Leeds, Burnley and Sheffield United are all said to have an interest in the exciting, talented Finnish winger. And Antman, who is 23 years of age, has 34 appearances so far this season for the Eagles and has clocked up 7 goals and an impressive 16 assists in that time. His current deal, the club runs until 2027, so any chance of a transfer there would likely come with a half-decent fee attached to it. The report adds that there is also some interest from unnamed clubs in Europe. The report adds that there are some unnamed European clubs said to be also interested in the winger. Antman is labelled as go-ahead Eagles' prize asset at the moment, and any move the Leeds could make for the player is said to likely come with competition from other clubs. As I say, he is a very exciting young winger with plenty of interest in him across Europe as well. Good player, interested in him as well when he's sitting back of the shirt. But yeah, he's interested in Antman. Who knew? Maybe get a Marvel sponsorship coming next season. We'll move on to the next one. This relates to Manor Son. Leeds potentially facing some competition when it comes to his signature. And even if Leeds can confirm promotion in the next couple of weeks, a move for Manor Solomon is labelled to come with competition for his signature. Leeds are expected to try and make a move for Solomon on a permanent basis if promotion is sealed. But fresh reports that came out today claim that there is competition for the wide man. This season so far, Solomon has got 8 goals and 9 assists in 35 league games for Leeds and has started hitting form again at the right time of the season for Leeds. But according to Football London, they say that there is interest in the on-loan Spurs winger, with Everton named as the UK club interested, as well as some unnamed European interest. Summer last season, Manor Solomon turned down a move to Spanish side Getafe in order to sign for Leeds United. So they're potentially also one of the clubs said to be interested in a move again for him, should they be able to attract him. But it seems unlikely. Solomon has spoken about how much he's enjoying his time at Leeds and how much he wants a Premier League level return. You put the two of them together, if Leeds can get up, you would imagine that there's a favourable outcome for Leeds and for Solomon there. But I suppose the cynic in me would say that time over the summer and money can definitely sway and change anybody's mind. So we'll have to see what happens. But yeah, there is some competition. And the Angus Kinnear Everton thing will be interesting as well, because we obviously know the deal that Leeds have with Spurs at the moment, being the CEO. But we'll move on to the second last story of the day. This is a nice piece that's been put out today, and I wanted to share it with everyone. I usually keep the nice story for Friday, but we'll do it today. And the Leeds United Foundation will be running a girls-only football camp at the Altofts Community Sports Club this summer. In a tweet put out by the West Riding Girls Football League, they've confirmed when the camp will take place, where it is, and what you will need to get involved. The camp will run from Monday, the 18th of August, up until Thursday, the 21st of August, at the, as I mentioned, Altofts Community Sports Club. If you want to sign up to that, you can email womenandgirls@leedsunited.com to get into that. And the camp is run for 4 days and includes a day at Elland Road, some signings, a tournament with Leeds-related prizes, and access to the Leeds United Foundation Girls and Women's Pathway as well. So really, really interesting one there for anyone who has girls playing football at the moment to get involved in. And move on to the final story of the day. And this one is, I suppose, again, Leeds adjacent news. And we're going to talk about Raphinha and the possible kickback Leeds are looking at getting as he moves closer and closer to a very successful season. Former Leeds United winger and current Barcelona star Raphinha is now odds-on favourite to win this season's Ballon d'Or award after having a sensational season for the club. In La Liga alone this year, Raphinha has clocked up 13 goals and 8 assists in 27 starts. And in the Champions League, he's added a further 12 goals and 7 assists in just 12 games. All in all, Raphinha has clocked up 28 goals in all competitions so far this season. And Leeds did put a performance-related clause in Raphinha's deal when they sold him to Barcelona that says that if Barcelona win the Champions League, Leeds will be awarded a bonus of £10 million. There's also rumoured to be a clause in the deal with Raphinha around a Ballon d'Or win, and the rumour on that is that if he does win the Ballon d'Or, that Leeds could receive a bonus of £5 million added on there as well. So when you put all this together, when Leeds sold Raphinha to Barcelona, it was initially at a discounted rate of £55 million, despite the fact that there was a £70 million bid from Chelsea on the table. The reason for this was due to a handshake agreement the previous year when it looked like Leeds were going down, and Raphinha helped to keep Leeds in the Premier League. The handshake was basically he would have gone for a discounted fee, a significant discounted fee had Leeds gone down. He agreed to stay another year as long as Leeds would help him to get the move to Barcelona, which they did. Now, Leeds received 55 million, Chelsea had bid 70. If the £5 million for the Ballon d'Or rumour turns out to be true, that brings the 55 million up to 60. And then if Barcelona win the Champions League, that £10 million add-on brings the 60 up to 70, which was the initial bid that Chelsea had put in. So Leeds will actually recoup that money, and it does look like a clever bit of business, although Raphinha right now is probably worth significantly more than the £70 million that will be in that deal. Also, to clarify, because people will always ask this question, Barcelona don't owe Leeds any money on Raphinha. They do have an outstanding loan for money they borrowed to buy Raphinha, and that there shouldn't be an issue around these two clauses either, despite the financial tightness that Barcelona are dealing with the revamp of the new camp, as well as just tight finances over the last couple of years. But a Champions League win will go a long way towards helping the finances of Barcelona as well, and then potentially helping Leeds United out with a nice little bonus this summer. Folks, that'll be it for me today. I'll see you tomorrow evening or tomorrow morning for more Leeds United news. Enjoy the rest of your day, and I'll talk to you soon. See you then. Bye.